Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting here in the biggest, comfiest sweater that I own because I'm about to get really real with you guys and tell you pretty much my biggest life regrets. We're fine. I can't believe I'm making this video. For today's video, I'm filming the worst purchases I made in my 20s video, and boy are there a lot of them. I did some dumb things. The title is the worst things I purchased in my 20s, but I think I'm gonna expand it to just be the worst financial decisions I made in my 20s, because that really encompasses everything that I'm about to share with you guys. So if you guys like the transparency and honesty in this video, please give the video a thumbs up to let me know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more. Please make me feel better about me sharing everything in this video, and let me know down below in the comments, what was your worst purchase you made in your 20s? We're in this together, guys. I bought these Gucci loafers that were all the rage. My justification for buying these crazy expensive shoes is that I was traveling so much. I was on a flight every couple of weeks, and I thought these are really great comfy shoes that I can slide on and off. I can wear them for traveling, and that's the problem. They slide on and off, and you're supposed to wear them barefoot, so who wants to be walking around TSA in the airport with bare feet? That's gross. Didn't think that one out. Right after I bought these, I saw a chiropractor who pretty much told me, because of my scoliosis, that I should never ever wear backless shoes, or basically flat shoes. So this was pretty much the worst thing I could have bought for myself. I definitely would be lying if I said I didn't buy into the hype with these shoes. I justified it for travel, but really like the main underlying cause was that it was like the it shoe of the time, and I was in fashion and I needed the it shoe, which is the dumbest reason to buy something. I don't typically give in to just like trends and hype. I really only buy things that I love that I'll rewear like a million times. And I tried to convince myself that this shoe was one of those purchases, and sadly, it ended up not being. Another shoe that I bought because it was like the it shoe to have, were the Christian Louboutin heels. Oh my word, these are just the most painful shoes you will ever wear. They are so uncomfortable. I wore these to a couple of events, Fashion Week, and my feet were bleeding by the end of the night. That's how uncomfortable these things are. I don't know how these shoes are so popular, because they're like prison cells for your feet. They're horrible. Also, now that I'm out of my 20s, I definitely don't wear anything that causes that amount of discomfort. I won't wear a shoe if I can't walk in it for a while, you know? Like, that's so stupid. But back when I was younger, I'd be like, it's for the outfit. And now that I'm older, I'm like, you can still have nice outfits with shoes that allow you to walk and like be a fun time to be around. These boots are Louis Vuitton runway boots. I remember thinking they were so cool and so unique and so different, but these shoes cost well over $1,000. I don't remember the exact price because I blocked it out because it's too painful, but they are so expensive. They're literally Louis Vuitton runway shoes. I don't know why I thought that I like needed to own that, because no one needs that, but in my mind I was telling myself, this is so your style, it's so different, like it's totally a statement piece, you'll wear it all the time. Spoiler alert, I didn't wear these all the time, probably because they're like actually crystals on these shoes, and I was really worried about the crystals coming off of the shoes. And also, I think they're a half size too small, so they're actually pretty uncomfortable to wear. And every time I look at them, I just get like pangs of regret. Like, I just feel awful looking at these in my closet. These were definitely an impulse purchase. These were something that I was in the store, I was with my friends, and they were telling me like, yeah, those show your style, you need them. But then the salespeople were also being like, these are runway shoes, there's like literally no other shoe left in the store, like this is it. And I got talked into it because of that like hype, and I wish I would have just walked away and thought about it, because like if someone's trying to pressure you that hardcore into buying something, you definitely shouldn't listen to that pressure. So when Cody and I were in Paris right after we got engaged, we went to the peninsula to have lunch. The reason we went there was because I wanted to see the view of the Eiffel Tower from the peninsula. So we weren't there because we were like, man, we really want to eat this food. We just wanted to see the Eiffel Tower. There was some special on the menu that was like a 3-course lunch, like tiny little 3 courses, and so we ordered one of those, and I was trying to explain to them that we were going to share this meal, and they brought 2 of each of the 3-course dishes. Portions were incredibly small, so we're like, maybe they already split it, and you know, some restaurants will bring them out in separate dishes if you say that. The bill was over $400, like 400 US dollars. Holy cow, why is this $400 even if they brought us 2 meals? That's insane. I feel like now we were taken advantage of, and we should have spoken up and said something, but at the time we were so confused because we thought they were splitting it. We didn't even know like really who to talk to to, because obviously what we were trying to say in the beginning wasn't being communicated. So we just paid it, and to this day we talk about it. The worst part is the food wasn't even that good. It's not like we look back and we're like, that was the best meal of our lives. The food wasn't that good. We didn't want to spend that much money. Something else that I was really stupid with in my 20s was the amount of food delivery services that I used. At first it started with when I would be working with people like photographers and videographers, I would order in lunch for us so we could keep working and then just eat lunch while we were working. From there it kind of just snowballed. I was just ordering food all the time, and I would justify it to myself like, oh, it only costs $5, it only costs $6, but then you add on tip and it's like pretty soon Postmate fee and the tip is double what you even ordered. Like I spent thousands of dollars on Postmates. It's crazy the amount of money that I spent on food back in my 20s. My husband is a CPA, so when things were like getting real serious in our relationship, he took over doing my bookkeeping and he started to go through my books and he was like, you spend thousands on Postmates. You spend so much on food. That was a fun time. What I'm about to tell you guys is very serious, and I've alluded to this in the past, I think on Instagram stories, maybe in videos, as like one of the worst decisions of my life that like really messed with things for years to come. So I'm gonna tell it to you guys finally. So being a creative type slash self-employed person can be very confusing financially, because when you are a freelance, you get paid per job and people don't take the taxes out of the check they're writing you. You have to be responsible for paying taxes off what you make. And it can be even more confusing because technically you can work on a ton of projects, but people don't have to pay you right away. So I can technically know, oh, I made this amount of money off the work I did this month, but I might not see that money for like 6 months. So this was something that I didn't want to mess with and I didn't want to get wrong. Like, you don't want to not pay your taxes. So I knew that I needed help with this. So when I moved to LA, I asked some of my YouTube friends, like, who do you use for your accounting? I was recommended to this one particular firm. Spoiler alert, they ruined my life for a little bit at least. Like, thankfully things are kind of better. I still get very mad about this. So I met with them and they were telling me all about how they handle a lot of the business of social media influencers. And I didn't really know what I was doing. Finances and business and all of that really was not my strength. I was much more of a creative type who just knew I needed to pay my taxes and I needed to have an accountant. So they told me if I paid their monthly fee that they would not only do my books for me, but they would also make sure that my taxes were getting paid when they were supposed to be getting paid. They would completely handle the payments, but then they would also help me with social media if I needed to talk about analytics or optimization. So I was paying them thousands of dollars to help keep my books accurately, to figure out what I needed to pay for my taxes and make sure that those taxes were getting paid on time, as well as the other growth strategies. I'm gonna try to keep this story as short as possible. So fast forward, I'm in an airport going to Paris. That's the same trip where Cody and I were going to Paris, and we ended up at the Peninsula spending a ton of money on a stupid lunch. I get this phone call from the state of California telling me that they're going to freeze all of my accounts and that I haven't made any payments. I was freaking out. Like, my heart sank. Not only am I like, what are they talking about? I haven't paid and they're gonna freeze my account, but also I'm about to get on an international flight and you're telling me I'm gonna be in Paris with no working credit cards? Like, I'm gonna have no way to pay for anything? That's not safe. So the long story short is, this firm, they filled out like a bunch of things wrong. All the forms with the state when they were filing my business, they filled out the wrong social security number. They filled out the wrong address. They filled out so many things wrong. So not only did they not process the payments for my taxes, they also couldn't get a hold of me to tell me that the payments hadn't gone through because they had literally filled out every single thing wrong. My taxes were not being paid. No one could get a hold of me to tell me my taxes weren't being paid, but this firm was still charging me monthly. I owed so much money in back taxes, like tens of thousands of dollars in taxes that I hadn't paid. Now I had this giant lump sum that I was supposed to be paying, or they were going to freeze my accounts. I have never felt like so taken advantage of in my life because I had put so much trust in these people to help me. I knew that I needed to pay my taxes and I just wanted help figuring out how to do it the best way. And I was paying for that help, and instead of getting that help, I got into so much trouble because of them. I was on a very heated phone call with that whole team about how they literally had one job. Like, I literally was paying them thousands of dollars to make sure my taxes were getting paid, and that didn't happen. I remember them saying to me on the phone like, well, we won't admit that we did wrong, but we'll refund you for what you've paid. And I'm like, that sounds like a pretty big admission to me. I remember on the call they were trying to tell me like, oh, you don't need to go on social media and say anything bad about us. Like, we're refunding you because we want to be in a good place with you. We're just trying to make things right with you and we want to leave on good terms. And I was just like, I will tell all of my friends never to use you. Like, you literally just ruined my life. 100% the worst financial move I've made in my 20s. Okay guys, those were the worst purchases I made in my 20s. I feel like this has been a therapy session. Don't leave me alone in this. Let me know down below in the comments what was your worst purchase of your 20s. You can just let me know one of them if you don't want to share like all your deep dark secrets. Just tell us one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up to let me know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.